In a recent tragic report, a 21-year-old man from Utah has been charged for the murder of his grandmother. Zachary Weston is accused of aggravated murder for stabbing his 84-year-old relative, Joyce Dexter, 111 times. Police responded to a domestic disturbance report on October 3rd and arrived at Dexter's home. Officers reportedly found Weston standing over his grandmother, grasping a blood-covered knife. The 21-year-old told police that he had stabbed his grandma and further stated that he slit her belly, her jugular, and her heart. According to the medical examiner, 9 of the stab wounds had been directed to the elderly woman's heart, and some of her internal organs were removed during the attack.
What has come to light is that it is not so surprising for a lot of people that there are covens amongst the very educated class: architects, doctors, lawyers, priests, brokers, and the leisure class.
These are people who have made pacts with the devil.
That's right. It's really the best, the more accurate way of describing it would be that they have indulged themselves in the worship of the goat, of the prince, of the serpent, of Satan, of Lucifer, and they lead perfectly normal lives. They're jewel merchants. They travel. They're prominent in their own way, but they do have this indulgence.
When a human being is possessed by a demon, what is the purpose of the possession of an individual?
The destruction of that individual's soul to such a point that it must end up in hell. Hell being a place, a location, an existence which is totally separate from God. The belief is that everybody was created to be happy forever, and God wants everybody to enjoy heaven, the joys of heaven, the perpetuity of heaven, the peace of heaven, and the ecstasy of heaven. The demons, excluded from that and barred from it because of their rebellion, want to make sure that as many human beings as possible don't attain it. And that is done by possession, and possession is a funny thing. It's a funny operation. It never starts suddenly. You don't wake up in the morning and say, gee whiz, I'm possessed. You know, it doesn't happen like that. It's like any addiction. It's like anything that happens slowly. It's bit by bit. Bit by bit, I cede control of my will and my intellect to a demon. And one day, the possession is complete.
As the process of takeover is underway,
yes.
Is it a fight between the persons?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is, between the person's will and the demon intending to possess. Usually the tendency or the attempt to possess is through deception.
Are there cases in which a possession is not obvious?
Yes,
I would imagine there are many where the spirit has simply won and is in firm control. I would think that the people who come to you are those who are sort of in the middle of a giant battle.
That's right. When you find some, you know, the typical things of somebody throwing themselves on the ground or cursing and spitting and protesting and defecating, urinating, and all sorts of protest. What they're doing is protesting, saying, help me.
Yes.
Help me. Really, the perfectly possessed, we call them the perfectly possessed, are those that are completely at peace. And I've known several of the perfectly possessed, and I avoid them like the pest. And you know them only by almost accidental means. Sometimes they're perfectly normal, by the way, and they've got great business property. They're married, they have children and wives, and they put down responsible jobs. There's nothing wrong there. Now and again, just now and again, it's as it were a veil is drawn aside, and you see somebody you don't know at all. You just don't know this person, this man, this woman. And there's a completely alien look, a completely alien attitude, and they breathe alienation. And you know then, if you have a nose for it, you know then that they're perfectly possessed and there's nothing to be done about it. The first man I knew like that was called Beedham, John Beedham. And it was a frightening experience because I had known him for years.
In other words, their pact, their deal, they are at peace with and comfortable with their deal.
That's right. And they have passed through the usual Satanist rituals too. The three Satanist rituals: the power of inflicting pain, the power of hating, and the power of burning fire. Fire is part of the Satanist and the Luciferian development, and they've passed through all those with flying colors.
How many people, Father, do you think are in that condition? Let's just talk about America right now. Forget the rest of the world.
On a percentile basis, you mean?
Sure.
A minimal crowd, a minimal set of people. By minimal, what do I mean? Well, we're 260 million, isn't it, or something like that?
Yes.
I'm trying to make a proportion between the number I've known and the general population. I suppose about 10 million.
10 million. Well, here's a tough question for you.
Uh-huh.
Would we generally, if we could see these 10 million people,
Yes.
would we find that they are the powerful, the successful, the...
Yes, you would. None of them are obscure. None of them are failures. None of them are without respect and means. A lot of them are in high places.
But that's the very worst possible scenario for the world. These are the people who are shaping policy.
Well, that is the difficulty, that we do find those in charge of things. But yes, there are people in very high places as well as in normally high places who are perfectly possessed. There's no doubt about that.
Now, in the 70s and 80s, many people believed that certain songs contained satanic messages when played backwards. The most famous of these was a passage of Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven, which, when played forward, sounds like this.
If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alone there. It's just a sprinkling for the May Queen.
Apparently, when played backwards, it has a satanic message. Now, we're going to put the words up on the screen. Watch the words, listen to the song backwards, and see if you can match the message to the words. Let's go.
The demonic toolshed. Well, yes, Satan will get his hoe and then everybody.
That song, you kind of look at it and go, yeah, maybe there are satanic messages. Why would you mention a tool shed? But there is a story going around that Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin bought a house that used to belong to a guy called Aleister Crowley, who was one of the foremost Satanists in Britain.
Oh, really?
He bought a house that used to be called the Church of Satan, but the nickname for that place was the Tool House. And Aleister Crowley's, one of his teachings was that people should learn to understand the English language when spoken backwards.
Yes, we can. Thank you, say. A new sense of common purpose. Yes, we can. Thank you, say. Sabert na maakt was meer zin. Thank you, say. Sabert na maakt was meer zin. We shall overcome. Yes, we can.
Sound it makes. Get ready. Pipe. Yes, pipe. Get ready to read this word the fast way. Get ready. Kid. Yes. Sound it out. Get ready. Kid. Sound it out. Get ready. Kid. What word? Kid. Yes, kid. Boys and girls, sound this word out. Get ready. Seal. What word? Seal. Yes, seal. Read these words the fast way. Get ready. Play. Yes, play. Get ready. Must. Yes, must. Let's read these words the fast way without making a mistake. Get ready. Kite. Playing. Yes, playing. Get ready. Must. Yes, must. Kick. Yes, kick. Get ready. Steal. Yes, steal.
was sitting outside the classroom waiting to go in, and I saw an airplane hit the tower of a TV. You know, the TV was obviously on, and I used to fly myself, and I said, well, there's one terrible pilot. And it said it must have been a horrible accident.
Hi, everyone. This is the 911 Infinity Pool Memorial. This is the same as, this is Mecca. Over here, this is Mecca's Black Rock. The angel of the bottomless pit is in Revelation 9:11. That's why they love that number. 9:11 is the king, Apollyon, the devil of the bottomless pit. This is just like them going around the circle, is like them circling the drain, the bottomless pit, like a black hole, going right down the black hole, death. That's what it is. This is the same thing as over in, see, they are worshiping the angel of the bottomless pit. That is a bottomless pit. I mean, literally going down it. This is the new 911 memorial over in New York, made where the Twin Towers fell. They did their sacrifice to the angel of the bottomless pit, Apollyon. Here they are, going around the same thing. This is a memorial, a temple. That is basically what a memorial means to it, an idol, a temple. This is a memorial to the angel Apollyon.
This was a stirring address, in my view, shorter than his father's speech when he announced the New World Order, shorter than his father's speech when he announced the New World Order.
Struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center 1 year ago.
This is Obama's wedding ring,
gathered here at Ground Zero.
And he's been wearing it, I think, since the 80s. And basically on this ring has the 5 pillars of Islam that stands for there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is Allah's prophet. And this is the man that we got in the White House. The same religion that will cut your head off. The same religion of peace. I just thought this stuff was pretty interesting. So here you have it. We actually do have the world's first American Muslim president. 10 years after 9/11.